Today's tutorial is going to be on a fingerless mitt. I chose to make this mitt, and after it finished I realized that it looks like a cast. But if you pick better colors, it won't look like a cast on yours. Anyway, it's a simple pattern, very easy. Anybody can do it. Single crochets, 39 rows. Let's go ahead and get started on the tutorial. It's a great gift idea. Today's tutorial is going to be on a fingerless mitt. So this is part of my series on crocheting a gift idea. So to start this, I just have some acrylic yarn and I have a 4.5 hook. You can use whatever size hook you want. Just keep in mind that we have to do 39 rows. If you do a bigger hook, it's going to be less rows. So we start with the slip knot. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain up 32. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 31, 32. Okay, so I have a foundation chain of 32. Now we are going to go ahead and start on row 2. To start on row 2, what we're going to do is we are going to put a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So we go ahead and we find the second stitch, and it's 1, 2, and we go ahead and we do a single crochet. And we're going to do a single crochet all the way down. And this technically is not row 1. This is still considered the foundation stitch or the foundation chain on this one project. So we're just going to go down all the way with a single crochet. Now, if you have different colors, you can definitely change the colors as you go. I am using a yarn that has several different colors in it that's going to change on its own, so I'm not changing it. This is what I'm using, so it's going to eventually start to change on its own, and I'm fine with that. But if you wanted to add different colors, you could do every other row a different color. It's all up to you. It's a very easy stitch. We're doing a single crochet the whole way through. So let's get this foundation stitch done, or foundation single crochet. Here we go. And then we will go on to row 1, which is technically called row 1, but okay, so we're going to go ahead and chain up 1. And we're going to go ahead and put a single crochet in each stitch. You should have 31 stitches that you're putting a single crochet in. So if you need to count, please do so. And that way it'll keep your ends nice and straight, because you will need it. So we are going to, this is row 1, and you're going to do this for 39 rows. So we're going to keep going until we get to the 39th row. When you get to the 39th row, you tie off and you sew in your edges. So I, again, am not changing my color. If you wanted to change your color, you could do it. Like you can do this row to 6 the same color, and then do row 7 through 9 a different color. It all depends on what it is you want to do with the color scheme you're looking for. But again, this is a very easy pattern. You're just doing single crochets all the way to 39 rows. So once you get to the 39th row, we'll make the actual mitt itself. But it's a straight single crochet in each row, so you can change it however you want. So once I'm done with this row, I will show you how to go on to the next, which is the same way. You chain up 1 and then single crochet all the way across. And then I will meet you back here when I get to my 39 rows, and we will continue on to make the mitt itself. Okay, so just want to make sure that I show you guys this. So you see right here, see how we're at the end, what we think is the end? There's still a stitch right here. If you don't do this stitch, it's going to gradually start to go in, because you're going to miss a stitch every round and it's not going to be straight. So you have to go into this stitch here and pull and do a single crochet. Okay, and then you go up, turn, and then you go ahead and go back the other way. Okay, so we're just going to do a single crochet. Again, this is technically row 2. And then we're going to do it for another up until we get to 39 rows. So I'll meet you back here when I am done with my 39 rows, and we will continue on to make the mitt. Okay, so I went ahead and I did my 39 rows. Now what we're going to do is we are going to fold the mitt in half lengthwise. So this way right here. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and sew in with our tapestry needle, or you can do a single crochet if you wish. I'm just going to do it with my tapestry needle because I think it's a cleaner connection, but it's up to you, whatever it is you decide you want to do. I'm going to use a stitch marker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand in here, and I'm going to see where I want my thumb hole to be. Okay, so I see this. I want my thumb hole to be, let me lift up my shirt here. There we go. So I want my thumb hole to be about right here. Okay, so I'm going to take my finger out and I'm going to get my stitch marker. And I am going to line these up here and put a stitch marker right here where I want my thumb hole to be. Okay, then I'm going to go down a couple of stitches to where I want it to have the opening. So I'm going to put my stitch markers here, and then I'm going to put my fingers in again to see if that works. Okay, so that is where I am at right here, and that is what I'm looking like. So I think I'm fine with that. I might make it a little bit bigger, just so that I have a little bit more room. Actually, I'll probably go up. Let's see. So I'm going to go up just a little bit here. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is I am going to sew this in together here like this, and sew right here. I'm going to leave this open. Okay, so I just get my knitting needle or my tapestry needle, and I have my yarn here, and I'm just going to go through and sew it in. So you can, like I said, you can go ahead and do a single crochet if you want. Totally up to you. This is how I do mine because I think it's seamless. I know that when you do a single crochet, sometimes it gives a little lip, and if it gives a little lip, it might be uncomfortable on the inside. So that's why I like to do this, so it's nice and clean, and there's no extra lip on it. So I'll just go through and I will sew this. The only problem I have when I'm sewing these is that because I use yarn that's different color, sometimes they don't match up. So like you see how this is black here, and then the gray is gonna pop, and you're gonna see it more so because that is what I'm at. But it's fine because it's all the same yarn, so it goes, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna go down. I will even this out as I go. So see how it's like a little off? I'll just go through and make it so that it's nice and even as I go through, and so it doesn't look too patchy. So I'm going to finish this up, and I'll meet you right at the thumb hole, and then we'll go on to the next side. Okay, I'm at the thumb hole right here, and I don't want to stop my yarn from going, so I'm kind of just going to weave this through till I get to the other side so that I can finish sewing it together. You don't have to do that. You can tie yours off and go through, but I'm not doing that. So then I go through here and just continue on. Sorry, I moved my phone. All right, so now we're getting close to the edge here. And then we're gonna go through and go around here to make this a little bit more secure. All right, so I went ahead and I finished. So I'm just going to tie this with the string here just to secure it. So here we have the hole of where our thumb is going to be. So we could take the stitch marker out because we've already sewed in together. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to go through and do a single crochet around here 2 rows. So I just slip knot my yarn here and get my needle. And then I'm just going to go right here into the stitch, grab my yarn from right here, pull it through, and just do a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay. And all we're doing is making the thumb hole a little bit more visible, a little bit more secure. And we just go around here, do our single crochet. Now you can totally put a border around the top, make it a little bit more pretty if you want. I'm leaving it basic because I'm just doing exactly what the pattern calls for, but you can do whatever it is you want to make it your own. Okay, so this is the end of the row here. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch it, chain up 1, and do 1 more row. Okay, so okay, and then I'm going to sew in all of my edges, and then I'll come back to show you the finished product. Okay, so we go here, slip stitch it, and tie it off, and you can see the little thumb hole right there. I need new scissors. I gotta get me some new scissors. Okay, so let's go. Let me just show you what it's looking like. So this is what we're looking like right here. Okay, this is the inside. I'm gonna flip it up inside out so you won't see all this and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie it off, and then I will show you guys what it looks like when we're done. So here is the glove done. So I will say the colors I chose make it look like a cast. But I imagine if you try a different color, it's gonna look cuter. But like I said, it all depends on the colors that you choose. So this is what it looks like. Again, you can put whatever you want on it. Like you can do an outline to make it really pretty. You can make it longer. You can make it shorter. Yeah. So whatever you want. This is the fingerless glove. Yeah. As always, I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. And I hope that you don't choose the colors I did so it doesn't look like a cast. But anyway, y'all have a good one.